Hello, Trashlings. It is Papa Trash, editor Papa Trash, Goblin Papa Trash, behind the scenes Papa Trash. Anyway, the point is, audio listeners, you just honestly just don't like perceive me like people watching this, but audio listeners, you're safe. Anyway, the point is that I come here today telling you that this is a little bit of an older podcast. This podcast was done a couple weeks ago. We actually filmed it on 420, and it wasn't my intention to bring it to you almost a month late, but this is Demon Trash, so this is what you get. Basically, a lot of stuff happened. My hard drive died, and then I went on a trip, and I turned 30, and yada, yada, yada. And so here we are. I bring you the podcast. It's really fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. And sorry, it's a little late, and it seems like maybe we disappeared, but we're back, and hello. And enjoy, and I'm leaving now. Okay, bye.
Hey, Trashlings! Welcome back to another episode of the Demon Trash Podcast. It's a 420 special. No, it's not. We're not doing anything special.
We're recording this on 420.
Yes, we are. And you best believe I got the green in the house. All right. Canceled. Actually, Papa Trash is quite... This is your host, Papa Trash, a.k.a. Carol. That's not how I introduce myself, but today it's extra Papa Trash because Grandpapa. Grandpapa Trash up in here. You know, this is 30, flirty, and geriatric, bitch. I'll get into that later. Who are you?
I'm Avery, a.k.a. Baby Demon.
What's up?
Young, fresh.
Yeah.
Childlike innocence.
Yeah. Guys, welcome back to another episode. We got a good one for you. Lots to talk about in the universe.
In this big old galaxy.
In this big old universe of trashdom, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that we reign supreme over. And I'm really excited to talk about all of it. But before we get into all that, guys, Trashlings, do me a favor. If you're over here on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment. Also, go ahead if you can go on your little podcast app there. If you're listening, audio listeners, go ahead, rate and review it. It helps shows like ours out tremendously. And then, of course, go check out our main Demon Trash channel where we react to TV shows and movies that we love, and it's really fun over there. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are from there, but... yeah, and then, of course, go follow us on our social media because I straight up at this point, like, if I come across one of you trashlings in public and I'm like, show me if you're following us on TikTok and Instagram at Demon Trashcast, and you can't show that you're following us, I want to let you know that I'm prepared to go to prison for assault. I am prepared. Mm-hmm. Now, it's likely that I will run and not go to prison. But I just want you to know that I will take a steel pipe and choke you with it. Jeez. Instead of beat you. I'd rather choke you with it. That's the fantasy. Or if we get our numbers up on this thing, I could finally get my sword.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? Because of 420, I do want to share this. I have designed a sword, and I need somebody who makes swords to see if they can help me. I have an idea for a sword that you can smoke out of.
Oh my goodness.
You make the
Yeah.
I've drawn it.
Uh-huh.
I have schematics. And I just need somebody who makes swords and also would be interested in making a sword that you could smoke out of. And you just smoke from the hilt. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, how dope would that be? It would be so fucking honestly, I feel like I would make it. I've made it as a person.
Get it custom made.
Yes. Yeah. So that's honestly, when they say, what are you guys doing with your profits? That's what we're doing.
She's doing that with her half.
Yeah, with my portion of the business. All right, guys, why don't we get into it? Let's do our I want to make jingles. I've decided, by the way.
Okay.
I'm making jingles for us, but for now, we'll have to do it a cappella. And I'm going to unveil it. It's going to be a whole thing, and I'm building it up to so that I have to prepare something.
Okay.
Okay, but
Oh,
okay,
you're telling this to all of us. So
Yeah, so that I have
you
to do
actually
it.
will do it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be like a year from now or whatever, but like I'm definitely gonna do it.
So every week I'll just be like, when's the jingle coming?
Yeah, honestly, like put pressure on me.
Okay.
Everybody in the comments be like, where are the jingles? Or if you guys want to make me the jingles, you know, that could be fun too.
Yeah.
And we won't pay for them though.
You have to give it to us for
You just
free.
have to give it to us. All right, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Demon trash moments. Pop star. Go ahead.
Me.
Yeah.
So recently I caved into one of Papa Trash's requests
Yes.
in terms of reading, and that is Manacled, the Hermione fan fiction.
Let me just say, I was very surprised that you went in this direction versus the other one, because this is 370k words. It's not an easy challenge. It's also like super dark.
Well, here's the thing. Someone commented on our podcast that it has an audiobook, so I'm like, sold.
Oh yeah, thank you, Trash.
So I've been listening to it, and like literally I just need an audiobook and I'll listen to it.
Yeah, you're right. No, thank you, Trashling, for doing that, because she's actually listening to it.
And I'm like, it's free. Like I really started because I'm like, I don't feel like buying a book and I just need some entertainment. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll try this out. And I almost quit.
How are you liking it?
It's pretty dark.
Yeah.
But like
It is good.
it's pretty good. Like I'm waiting for like it to be like amazing. Do you know what I mean? Like it's definitely like a slow burn.
This might be a spoiler, so if you don't want Manacled spoilers, but I have to ask where you're at.
I'm like chapter 50 what? Like 51, 52, I think.
What has happened?
Ron just got captured.
Oh.
And now I'm like, I feel like it's gonna get real dicey soon. I think it's gonna get real bad pretty soon, but
Yeah, because you're basically in the phase that's catching you up to where you started.
okay. Yeah. I'm like feeling it's getting closer to like whenever spoiler alert, Harry dies. Do you know what I mean? Like I think it's getting pretty close to that, at least.
Yeah.
I think.
It gets really intense.
Yeah.
gets
I
really
imagine
intense.
So
But it's really good. I love it. I think it's so good. It's really hard for me to like separate it from canon, to be honest.
yeah, I mean, when I was really into reading Harry Potter fan fiction, like my views of like separating canon from fucking like fan fiction is just like it's hard.
Yeah.
Because you're like, this is so much better. And are like, I just, you whatever like pairing or like fic you're like into, like especially if it's Hermione, if she's like coupled with whoever, like you're like all the good guys are assholes. Like you're like Harry's an ass, Ron's an ass, Dumbledore's an ass, like you like start thinking that about like all the other like all the good characters from the books. You're like, all these people suck.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I will always have a soft spot for Harry Potter, but like it's funny to like look back on these characters and be like, wow, they were real dicks.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and like there's this guy on TikTok. If I find him, I will put him in the description box and maybe a clip up or something. But he does I don't know if he like is like actually teaching a course, but he like basically teaches this course that's like relating, like going through Harry Potter and relating it to like social justice and explaining like certain things about Harry Potter, and it's so interesting. And like sometimes it's like, he's like, I'm gonna get real, like I might be way in the weeds with this, but hear me out. And it's just really interesting for him to like go through it. Like I once watched a video, for example, where he talked about how like Hermione Granger is the like essentially the personification of the white woman savior, because that's how like J.K. Rowling, he was like, oh, this is her personification of the white woman savior. And it's like, okay, it's like, how do we want to go? And also we're using Harry Potter characters to like talk about these very real issues, but it's just really interesting to look at it from that lens. And it's really fun. I highly recommend anybody checking it out just for fun. And also just to hear this guy's takes, because I really like them. They're really entertaining and they get you thinking.
Yeah, but back to Manacled.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't care about your just I'm like, I'm talking about spice, and you're like, it's interesting to bring up social justice fucking terms. I'm like, bitch, I'm talking about manacles.
Let me just hit this bowl real quick, and you keep talking about manacled.
Yeah, I think manacles is definitely just one of those fanfics though that is like the slowest of burn. Like you're just like,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like I'm 30 chapters in, and they're like just being like a little bit civil to each other because I mean like this fanfiction is fucked up, dude. It's
a
dark.
lot. Yeah.
It's like really freaking dark, and it's like I've read dark fan fictions, but I don't think I've read anything as dark as this for like lasted as long. Do you know what I mean? Like this is lasted like a lot of chapters, and I'm just like, dang, this is a lot. But then it's like you get that one little like morsel, like you just get like that one little thing. You're just like, yes.
Yeah.
Like when he's like, I like your hair. And I was like, yeah. And then fucking Ron goes, oh, it's like, I haven't seen your hair down. It looks so much better now. I'm like, fuck you, Ron.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Have they
I hate all those characters.
done anything like beyond?
Oh, she got him to do an unbreakable vow at that part where she like essentially gets him. You know what I mean? In her thrall, essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah. But still, I don't feel like it's still like kind of fucked up. Do you know what I mean? It's like
it's a lot.
so I'm like, is it ever like where it's just like they actually just want to be with each other? Do you know what I mean? Without anyone like being manipulated and are like being a Slav.
The answer is yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would hope so. Imagine it's just like, no. Like, it's like, why would you do that? Why
I'm
would
like,
you-
I don't know. It's been 50 chapters, like, to be honest.
so long. It's like literally like 3 books long, like of a
I think there's like 70 something total. So I'm like,
or
more
like
than
2 really
halfway.
huge fantasy book tomes of like fan fiction.
But I've been listening to it like really late in the night lately,
Mhm.
like until like I didn't listen to it last night, but I was listening to music until really late, but like until like 2-3 in the morning, and I'm just like, and then I wake up late, and I'm just like, this is what makes it demon trash, is that like I can't do this like in just like healthy ways, because once I start listening to it, like I literally can't stop listening to it until I'm exhausted. Do you know what I mean?
No. Cuz it's good, right?
Because it's good, yeah, and you're just like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? I'm waiting for it to get good too. Like I'm waiting for the fucking Hermione chapters. Like it's just been horrible. Like listening to how depressed and like messed up she is mentally.
Yeah.
Like it's been pretty like
Yeah. It's not it sounds awful. Like literally I don't know,
literally
like-
someone commented like the other day, like on our summer return pretty videos, like I recommend Manacled.
Yeah, I saw
So it's
that.
like everyone fucking recommends it. So I'm like, all right, it must be good.
It's
Like I
so
know
good.
like everyone like loves it and stuff. So I feel like it's just one of those things that has like an amazing ending that you can't like, you'll never forget. Do you know what I mean?
I wouldn't say it comes down to like the ending. I think like the entirety of when you get to the end, you like really, really like learn to like sort of love the entire journey, despite because you're like, we've been through so much.
Yeah.
Senlin Yu, which by the way, I would love to have one of my dream guests, celebrity guest is Senlin Yu. But like the journey that this takes you on, and I mean I will say it's a happy-ish ending, but it's like definitely like it's a bittersweet story for sure.
Well, a lot of people are unalive. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like,
Also, it's like these characters go through like so much. Remember how you feel about Aelin at the end of Throne of Glass? Like
Yeah.
she's so tired.
Yeah.
Triple it.
I can imagine
Triple it.
Hermione being in this fan fiction, literally needing to be hospitalized for mental illness, like
So-
for like
so much.
many months,
It's so much. Anyway,
years, forever, the rest of her life being traumatized. Yeah.
highly recommend it. But there's a lot of trigger warnings. But it's so good.
Beyond trigger warnings, dude.
But you like it. You're saying you like it.
Yeah, I like it, but it is just like
I just think it's funny that you went into that versus the other, because it doesn't have an audiobook, but it's
No
just like
audiobook,
you would be a
yeah.
lot happier. I'm reading the second one right now. I'm like halfway through it.
yeah. I want to get it. I kind of want to buy the physical book because I kind of want to like do a TikTok thing where I read it.
I'm for just for clarification, I'm talking about the Serpent on the Wings of Night, and the next book, which I don't remember. It's by Carissa Broadbent. It's like The Crowns of Nyaxia. I don't know how you
and
say
you go to like Barnes and Noble or get it off Amazon.
Well, the second one, when I looked on Amazon, I pre-ordered it for Kindle because that's all it was available for. You can buy the first one now as like a paperback, I think, but I don't think you can buy the second one as a paperback because I don't know if she's still independent. So if she is, good for her, dude.
I mean, they sell it at Barnes and Noble.
Do they? But I feel like they've started selling like self-published books at Barnes and Noble.
Yeah,
I could be lying, but
they're selling Ice Planet Barbarians and like Love Hypothesis. Well,
Love
it seems like this.
Allie Hazelwood's like she's done a lot. People love her books.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah,
but like a lot of these like just Kindle made for Kindle books.
The Kindle Unlimited like highlights.
Like those like are a lot of just like self-published authors.
The ones with like covers that look like they made in Photoshop in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they always have like darkness in the title.
But like those are like all like ending up at Barnes and Noble now. So
yeah, it's like always skull and crossbones. Like snakes on them. And like roses.
wilting.
Yeah. It's like
Dead roses.
Yeah, or like broken glass or something. Yeah, blood.
Classic. Thorns.
Big on the thorns. Big on the thorns, yeah. Let's talk about geriatric Papa Trash.
Okay.
This is my demon trash moment. You know what? This is what's demon trash about it. Turns out if you don't move for 30 years, turns out if you don't really get any physical exercise beyond the basics for like a couple years, that you begin to fall apart. And very quickly, it sneaks up on you because you're like, I'm in my late 20s. I'm still super young. And then what ends up happening is that one day you just wake up in a world of pain. And you're like, what's this about? And then you look into it, and it turns out it's called cervicogenic headaches that are caused by a multitude of issues. And now I essentially have to do physical therapy to fix it.
Yeah.
And all that stuff and all that junk. And if I would have just been doing basic mobility exercises, basic stretching, just basic movement, I wouldn't be in this state. But here we are. Things are changing around here, guys. I can't even explain to you how shitty it is. It's just like, not to get all existential, but it's like, I feel like I'm like 70. It's like, you don't know what it's like to be able to move until you lose the ability.
You're young. Stretch.
Like every
morning.
You're
young.
For like the last 3 days, I've had to do so much mini sessions of stretching, heat pads. I couldn't drive because I got vertigo. It was so much. It was honestly this is stupid. This is stupid. Why? It's dude, people who usually get this go through whiplash or some intense trauma that injures their neck.
Yeah.
You don't just develop this, but you can if you have horrible posture and don't do basic movement and
you're just that's me.
And I was well, there we go. There's the issue. And also if you have just a lot of tension in your shoulders and I'm in constant fight or flight. It's been a journey. So Papa Trash has come to you today with a demon trash moment of, you gotta move around. Just do some stretching. Do some real basic stretching, morning and night, couple minutes. Save yourself. Learn from me. Because it sucks.
Yeah, my dad, who has a lot of physical pain, he told me a few years ago, he's just make sure you should stretch and do yoga because it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks being in pain all the time just because you didn't take care of your body when you were younger. And it's now it's just almost unbearable to fix it. Do you know what I mean?
And it's why do chiropractors cost $200? It's I at this point, I would love it. I'm watching YouTube videos and TikToks of chiropractors just so that I can have some sort of I can live vicariously through the people getting their fucking bones just separated and having years of stress and relief.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you watch mukbangs, I'm watching chiropractors just break people's necks.
Maybe you can ask your friends for your birthday. Be like,
I want to go to Caroline Polishek.
What?
I want to go to Caroline Polishek
Well,
concert.
you can ask your other friends, like, just for a donation fund for you to go to see the chiropractor.
Trashlings, I'm going to start a GoFundMe just so that I can go to the chiropractor.
Just like one session.
Do I have a trashling that is a chiropractor and would like to visit me?
Could get weird.
I'm down. I'm down for anything at this point. I'll do anything. I'll do anything to have my back fucking popped right now. Or just like twisted into shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyway. Stretch. I've been a goblin hunched over in my hovel too long.
That isolation, laying in bed, being your favorite pet mechanisms aren't really working out.
It did not pay off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok. It was this old lady. I really love like grandmas. I wish I still had grandparents, like desperately.
Tiniest violin plays. I wish we had grandparents. Why'd they have to die?
It sucks. No,
It sucks, dude. It does suck.
I'm like, people who still have their grandparents are lucky if they're cool grandparents like ours were.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, not all of them. I'm happy a couple are dead.
Mine. Our shared one.
Yeah, our
'cause we're
shared one.
cousins. Our shared grandfather and grandma were cool, and then my grandma was cool. Your other grandparents suck.
Suck dick.
But yeah, this old lady, she said there's a difference between self-care and self-indulgence. And I was like, yeah.
Keep your voice down.
That's true.
I have a little bit of a headache. Keep your fucking voice down.
I'm sorry, but
Just keep it down, dude.
learn it from the old lady. You know what I mean?
I know.
I love old people TikTok. Like all the oldies. But that's like generally a Pisces thing.
Have
I
you
think.
seen the like old people who have their own like it's like their own hype house?
Not like that. I don't.
you
I'm
don't
talking about like the grandma who lives in a cottage.
Oh, okay,
You know,
gotcha.
like grandmas who live in the cottage. They go out in the woods, tell you sage advice, or they just like walk around their house.
They're
doing
very
grandma things.
That's cool, and they just share with you.
Yeah,
I think it is cute.
like
I think it's great.
I love it because it's like take it from the old people.
I did see this.
Some
one-
old people suck,
I
but
did
like
see-
some have good
Maybe
advice.
it was the same woman. It was like a grandma in a cottage, and she was like, "Are you having a bad day?" And she made an apple pie, and she goes, "There you go." Well, she like, you know, it's like one of those like sort of like ASMR-y. It was like if she wanted to make you feel like she's grandma taking care of you, make you feel better.
It wasn't that grandma.
It was her.
I don't know. It could be. Maybe she does that kind of content too.
Yeah.
But she was just moving about her day. She was like, yeah, I was feeling down, so I went to the doctor. Like I scheduled time to like hang out with my friends, and like
I love it. Grandma
instead of
vlog.
staying in, yeah,
Grandma vlog. That's
I'm just,
dope.
like,
I love it.
grandma.
I want more grandma vloggers. I need more of that. I need more of that.
Are we just like, dang, I kind of want to be in my grandma era, but not really.
No, you don't. Like, enjoy being young. Like, what are you doing?
I will, but it's like, I don't know. I hope when I'm a grandma, I have like somewhere to live. I mean,
Dude, I saw the TikTok that's like, I'm gonna live through 2 recessions, sciatica frayed. Like, it's like that's how it feels right now. It's just like cervicogenic. Like, what kind of fucking word is that anyway? And it's like that's what's going on with me.
yeah, I need to send you something because I don't know. Do you know Mr. Kate is
Yeah.
on YouTube? They just came back. They were like redesigning their house in like Hawaii, but they were gone for like a long time. And it was because she had really bad migraines. Like
Yeah.
she has like chronic debilitating migraines.
Yeah,
and
I
she
was-
she's like, they started this, like they found this book that like helped a lot.
Oh.
But I think it mostly like relies on like diet and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know what's up with me and it's not entertaining to go into it. But yeah, I was diagnosed with chronic migraines when I was like 15.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, now, but this is like a different thing. This is like it has to do with muscles and nerves, and it's a whole fucking thing. It's like the compression of your vertebrae. It's like just because I sit like a shrimp at my desk, like give me a fucking break.
Shrimp. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like give me
I stopped sitting at my desk for a while and like moved upstairs. But in my I was like, oh, lately I haven't had very much back pain. And then I started working down here again. I'm like, my shoulder's fucking hurt again.
Yeah, but they also said that you're not supposed to sit at like a couch.
Yeah, I know that's not good either, but at least I didn't feel like shit.
I'm like, bro, you know what we should get? We should get those like, you know, when you go to like doctor's offices and they sit on that ball chair.
Fitness ball chair. I hate those things.
I know, but they're supposed to be really good for you.
Or you can I'd rather stand and have like a little thing.
Ooh, like a little treadmill?
Treadmill, yeah. But I'd be scared I'd trip and like bust my head on my desk.
Now I really want us to get those because that'd be hilarious.
Wow, you just wish harm on me. Damn.
I obviously don't want you to die. It just would make good content.
You wouldn't be recording or anything.
I need to start doing that. I need to just be like, it's like, how do these YouTubers or all these like TikTokers get these insane moments? Probably because they're curated, but
because they're fake.
Because they're fake as fuck.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Speaking of getting geriatric, old as fuck, rickety bones, cracking, sounding like Rice Krispies, can't do anything. I feel like we've got a couple reboot announcements that Hollywood threw our way, and I gotta say, they've sent the internet into a spiral. Millennials are panicking. Riots in the streets. It's a geopolitical warfare out here because of these things. And
I didn't get any TikToks about it, and I've been on TikTok.
That's crazy to me because I found out about it yesterday, but I didn't want to bring it to your attention until literally we recorded today.
Okay.
So what I'm referring to, which one should we talk about first? We should talk about, just really quick, the Harry Potter remake. Because that was announced, and basically, if you haven't heard, HBO Max is going to be, they're going to be rebranding to Max.
Maxi pad.
Sure. To the max. Stupid. All right. Max absorption. Help me out here. So they're doing it.
Harry Potter.
But like it's gonna be like each book is a season, and they're gonna like really dive into the things that they weren't able to for the movies. I don't know. There's a lot of people who are like on two sides of the fence. That they're really excited about it, and there's people who like are like, "What the fuck? No." And I saw this thing and I was like, because I feel like I was trying to figure out like why I wasn't excited, because and I think it's just because it's like I think it's gonna clash with like people's nostalgia with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I generally like I
just feel like it's too soon. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not excited for it just because I feel like it's too soon. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like these movies aren't even 20 years old yet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Like the series ended. When did the series end?
It is over 20 now. Because
the first one, maybe.
Well, the 20th anniversary. Oh yeah, yeah.
Of the first movie.
Yes.
But like the series didn't end until when? Like 2011, 2012.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
The last one is not even like, well, it's just turning 10 years old now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's like you're gonna replace all these like iconic actors and actresses, and it's just like I just don't feel like it's necessary yet. And I get that a lot of movies and shows have just been like, you know, they're all remakes. Like Charlie's Angels was a remake. Like James Bond is like something that just keeps being made, but it's just like it feels like it's too soon for Harry Potter, just because I'm like the actors are like they're still young, like the kid, like the, you know, Harry, what are their names?
Daniel Radcliffe,
Brent,
and Emma Watson.
They're all still young, and then it's like then we have all these like iconic characters. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I just feel like
I'm not ready for it to be a remake. Like, will I?
We were just doing all these like 80s IPs, right? And now we're doing like the 90s and early 2000s IPs, and I'm like,
It's too soon.
I didn't realize that I'm literally turning 30 in 10 days from today, right? That's so relatively young. And for me to be seeing all these goddamn IPs from when I was like, now my childhood is fucking reboot. It's reboot season for my childhood now.
Yeah.
Already?
It's already time to
It's
reboot
already
it.
like what?
It seems like too soon. Like, my problem is it just seems too soon. It's like, I do like the aspect of...
Maybe it's not. I don't know, because I'm thinking about like, let's think about like Star Wars when they did the prequels.
But that's a continuation. That's not a reboot.
Actually, it was around the same time. It was like 15, 20 years later.
It wasn't a reboot, though. It's like prequels.
You're right. No,
You
no,
what
I know.
mean?
They're like, it's sort of like we're doing something
it's not
different
like-
in the same universe. You're right.
It's not, we're just doing it again. Do you know what I mean? It's the same story, same characters, same
You're
plot.
right. That I fucked
We're
up.
just going to do it again with all different, like, whatever.
You're right.
And I'm like, it's fine. Like, I'll probably watch it, like, because they'll probably do a lot more. Like, imagine, like, turning the first book into, like, 6-8 episodes. Like, they're an hour long. Like,
yeah, it's gonna look dope.
you're going to be, like, getting into so much stuff, like, so much
We're
more.
Also, we should also take into account that we're probably not going to see the first season for like 4 years
like
from
4
now.
or 5 years probably, like, who knows when
Who
we're gonna
knows?
see this, but it just seems like it's too soon for Harry Potter for
I
me.
don't know.
And it's just like,
And of course you have like
I'm like, why are we
uproar
doing
about
this? It's crazy that it's like all this is happening right now when JK Rowling is just like being canceled. Like, do you know what I mean? And just like everyone hates her. It's like I feel like you guys should like wait a few years, like not even like announce it, just to start developing it, and then like after like, I don't think it's like, oh, then when we forget, but like people tend to like forget. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I mean
People tend to like, you know, like things, whatever. I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying that happens. Like cancellations kind of like blow over. People go on their apology tours. They come around and change. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone does this.
So in this article, it's from Collider. They're talking about the Harry Potter reboots, and they actually talk about like sort of J.K. Rowling and like basically her rhetoric against being anti-trans and shit. And you know, the truth of the matter is that, you know, they're gonna make money because it's such a huge like thing. Like surprisingly, Fantastic Beasts does do well, even though it's like I think it's become such a piece of shit.
I think they're probably doing it now because like all the kids who grew up watching this now have kids, so they want to get the next generation of kids into the fandom.
Yeah,
Of Harry Potter.
Here's what I think is also really hilarious about this whole thing is that I've seen a lot of people, the same people who were like really mad about Hogwarts Legacy are not mad about the reboot. And I'm like, and I just keep thinking, so we're fine with canceling a game that J.K. Rowling literally had no creative involvement in other than owning the IP or rights to the IP. Versus a TV show reboot that she is going to be directly involved with, like working with the writing team.
Yeah. And now we're like, oh, I can't wait. It's like
The selective rage is really telling, sis. And I just think it's funny. But for me, I don't know. It's hard for me to separate what I grew up with, like the movies and stuff, and to even picture a show. And a part of me wish, like, I was like, do we even need it? You know, I just want to say this, like, do we need it? Do we need it? Do we have to have it? But then that leads me into our next one, which I can't believe I'm saying this, but we really don't need it. We really don't need it. Because it was announced yesterday that Lionsgate is rebooting Twilight into a TV series. Bitch, why?
Like, people are still obsessed with Twilight.
It all comes out down to money, but it's
Yeah.
like truly this is not necessary. Have studio heads truly they're like, you know what? Mind empty, no thoughts. Why don't we just redo something?
I mean,
Because we can't come up with any other ideas.
Can't come up with any other like good things.
There's
like so many
world of creative people out here
Yeah.
who could make brand new franchises. It's like, yeah, but we'd rather invest in something that we know was successful the first time. It's like,
obviously because they're trying to invest in something. They're
I
hedging their
know.
bets.
I know, but it's like, this is why capitalism kills art. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
But Twilight reboot. As a twihard,
You said something earlier. You're like, what could you elaborate on further? It doesn't even need to be 4 books, this fucking series.
well, here's the thing with these reboots. Are they redoing the main Twilight saga, or what are they doing with it?
They don't know yet, because this is from Hollywood Reporter. I think this is how you say their name, Sinead Daly, whose credits include Tell Me Lies, The Walking Dead, World Beyond, Raised by Wolves, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, and The Get Down, is attached to write the script for Twilight. Sources say Daly is working with Lionsgate TV to determine what the specific take on Twilight will be, and if it will be a remake of the Myers books or a different offshoot. And you earlier were like, offshoot of what?
Yeah, so here's my thing about the Twilight world, where like I feel like the Harry Potter world has like way more to like explore in terms of different offshoots. There's histories involved, there's magical beasts, there's the whole wizarding world.
There's like so much that weren't included in the movies.
Like, what are we offshooting in Twilight? Because literally it's just like
it's like Twilight, the Volturi.
It's like, I don't give a fuck about the Volturi. I did
honestly,
read some used to read like Volturi like fanfic.
I'm sorry,
but it's like,
the Volturi were so uninteresting.
Yeah.
Because
also
they literally served literally no purpose in the end.
Well, you would just like know, like in terms of like Twilight, why people read it's for the romance. Do you know what I mean? So like if you don't have the romance aspect of it, like who the fuck cares? Twilight is set in our world, in our reality. So it's like we're gonna follow some other random vampires. Do you know what I mean? It'd be like pointless. And it's like we'll like start when like I don't understand. I also like it's just something I think is funny. Like I think it's actually hilarious that they're thinking about this. Will I
they're not
watch it?
Thinking
Yes.
about it doing they're doing it.
I mean, yeah, they can write it, but will it get picked up and made into something? There's a chance it won't.
But
Because
look at Lionsgate
like,
TikTok. It's literally just all Twilight.
they're just living. They're like they need it because it's like Twilight is probably like still one of their biggest movie franchises.
It said here it was like in the quarter. It was like it made them like. Hold on, I just saw it. The Lionsgate studio business, which includes film and TV production divisions, grew revenue 25% to nearly $900 million in the third quarter. And I guarantee you it's because of how much Twilight kind of had its like renaissance during the pandemic.
Because I think Twilight finally, like the Twilight movies, I think specifically the first one, because I think it is kind of like its own thing.
It's camp.
I think it's like finally appreciated because of how campy it is.
It's so camp.
And like how just ridiculous it is. But it's like anyone who sees like that fucking blue filter like knows immediately that's fucking Twilight.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Twilight, the first movie, is The Room. For like cult classics. It's it is The Room for vampire romance movies.
And like
it's so
good. Like it's amazing.
It's amazing.
And I can't imagine anyone else doing it. Like I'm not.
Hold on, Spider Monkey. Like there's so much about that movie that's so iconic that I will never. It's gonna stick with me forever. But it's like
I like watching you sleep. Like. You do that a lot. Yeah. It's like
the Kristen Stewart. Also, it's just like
who's gonna replace Kristen Stewart? Just
Bella? I gotta have my chewing on my lip, fucking
awkward, weird man
gasps with basic movement, like
nothing can ever replace that. Like nothing can ever replace that first soundtrack. Like. That's fucking it, bitch.
Paramore's not on the new.
Like, how are we gonna replace Paramore?
We gotta do the intro song.
Oh my god, they have to do it again. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my god.
How did we get here? Honestly, just put that back on it because I would listen.
So
I watch every single intro.
I'll listen to Decode
Like,
unironically forever. I float, dude. Take me to heaven. That's gonna be my funeral song.
I mean,
as my Viking funeral.
But like I don't
ow my neck.
You know what just also made me really sad to think about, like with all these reboots?
What?
You know how we're like old now? And
Are
like,
we? I I'm 30. I'm not even 30 yet.
Just think about this though. It's like, you know how like when these first came out, we were young teen girls like simping for these characters, and like, what if it comes out like later and it's like these are like 20-year-old actors who are like young, and we're gonna be like those gross moms who like get obsessed with like Twilight. Do you remember those moms?
Oh no, that was
and like
too
Harry
much.
Potter.
Like,
That's gonna be us.
I will
because
never.
we won't have kids, but we'll just be old.
I'll never forget going to see Eclipse in theaters. Opening night, packed room full of hyenas. Okay, when wait, is it in Eclipse? No, maybe it was Breaking Dawn. I don't know. It's the one where he gets the wedding invitation and Taylor Lautner's like Jacob's like running in the rain and then he transforms.
I think that might be.
Is that New Moon as well?
No, because they don't get
No.
married. I think
Eclipse.
I think it's the beginning of Breaking Dawn, to be honest,
That's what I'm saying.
or like the end of Eclipse. But I'm
Whatever.
Pretty sure that's the beginning. Of
Whenever Taylor Lautner had his shirt off, and he was a fucking teenager, right? When these movies,
he was pretty young.
he was young. He was a youngin,
Like,
and
he
it's
was
just
20.
like you
Like,
would
you
see
know
like
what I
a
mean?
40-year-old woman with a Karen haircut, just being like, ah!
Like, that's gonna be us
next to her like
These are
middle
gonna
school
come out
daughter.
in like 5 years.
It's not gonna be us.
We're gonna be like mid-30s.
No, put me in jail if that happens. Like, put me in jail, because that's honestly, if that
You're
happens,
gonna tell me we're not gonna be reacting to it on our channel, just like, oh, Edward.
spicy hot take, but I feel like that's pathetic. Like, if you're like 40 years old and like screaming over a fucking teenage werewolf in a show, like, get a life. Like, like, divorce your husband who hasn't touched you in 15 years.
Sim's not forever.
I don't think that the simp, I mean, but I think it's like either your simp has to age up or you like, because you need to grow up. You know what I mean? Is this a bad take?
No, it's not. It's probably not a bad take, but it's just like,
It's probably not. It's
I mean,
like I don't
guess
think
I'll
we
just
should
simp
I
for,
don't
like-
think we should simp for characters that are younger than us, that are who are not legal.
I mean, over the age. Like, it's not like I'm ever gonna meet these people in real life. I mean,
You're
maybe
like-
I will, but it's like I'll reel it the fuck in because it's just weird. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's also they're not their character.
But yeah, I don't know. That it just made me think about that because we're so old.
Yeah, I know. I really don't want to be like the new who could play Edward? It's like Jacob Elordi.
Jacob Elordi is every single dark.
Is every single dark heartthrob. Jacob Elordi as Edward Cullen.
as resand. as
And it's like, who would play Bella would be like
would anyone even want to be in this? Like,
Anna
looking
Kendrick
back
comes
on it,
back
like,
as like a teacher for like a cameo episode.
looking back on Twilight, like those books, like literally have not a lot of plot in them. So
No.
it's, like, people expanding these like
They were only supposed to be 2 books.
people expanding these into like whole ass like TV series. It's like, what are we gonna put in there?
It's gonna be like nothing,
It's
dude.
like Bella goes to the store with her human friend. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
maybe
there's
in
not a lot.
the TV show, like she could actually have a job at the hardware store.
Yeah, it's like, but it's not that interesting. Do you know what I mean?
It's
There's
not.
a reason why they cut it from the movies in the beginning.
We should develop the relationship between her and what was his name, Matt?
Who the fuck is Matt?
The dude that had a crush on her.
It's not Matt.
What is it?
I don't know.
Come on, Twihard.
I can't remember right now.
I don't know, but I just
Mike. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah,
It
I
just-
don't know. And there's really, I
I'd
mean,
watch it for the shits and giggles though. I'd fucking get hammered and watch it.
I feel like it would be an absolute dumpster fire.
Well, if they made it really good though,
How can you make it good?
I have no clue.
What if they're like, you know what, we're going to continue it. This is actually going to be Renesmee's and Jacob's
No,
story.
see, I don't want that either.
Put it in a
I
fire.
especially
Put
don't
it in a
want that.
fire.
Like, that's the last thing I would want.
Yeah, try to explain that one. Stephanie Meyer's just like, no, I swear, like trying to explain to the Lionsgate writing team, and they're like, so we can't make that
Yeah,
because he groomed her
it's fucking
as a
problematic.
child.
It's weird.
And she's like, it's fine in my religion.
I know.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it has to be about like it's like we're gonna learn about some random nomads. Like we're gonna learn about Carlisle, like when he first joined the Volturi.
There's gonna be like flashback episodes.
Unless they make this like literally, unless they make it like Interview with the Vampire, where it's just like really dark and there's a lot of like.
Bitch, you cannot even compare. You can't even compare those
No,
two.
you can't.
Very rich. This is a very rich series written by one of the greatest writers ever to grace this earth, Anne Rice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's one of the greats. Writing the most insane gay vampire sex I've ever seen. But and then Stephanie Meyer.
Like they'd have to fucking
I had someone
darken it up. I don't know.
Dude, you can't
because it's a Mormon story. It's weird. Do you know what I mean?
like you can't sex it up because they save it till marriage.
Yeah, for real.
You literally there's nothing you can do. There's honestly the series doesn't even need to be 4 books long. It does not need to be. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. But yet here we are, and they're probably gonna have it be like Game of Thrones, like fucking 8 seasons.
Max 4.
Max 1.
Like the last book, like Breaking Dawn, did not even have enough to be 2 movies.
No.
Like they did it somehow.
For the money.
We're gonna be through her for every month of pregnancy. Every stage of pregnancy.
No, we're also in the books. Remember, it switches over to Jacob's point of view.
Oh God.
When I tell you I skipped it. I went, nope. I just grabbed that chunk and just flipped. I think I honestly just quickly skimmed through it. I was just like, okay, yeah. Like, it's gross.
But it's making me feel old. Old AF.
I feel geriatric.
Mm-hmm.
Physically, mentally, spiritually. Because these companies are doing this to me. You can't just reboot my childhood.
Like, why can't we find anything else? But like, I found that like Shadow and Bone. Like, there's so many other authors that's come up with so many amazing worlds. Like, obviously,
So you're gonna tell me,
like, make Crescent City into a fucking TV show.
So wait, you're gonna sit here and tell me, right?
Okay.
That you're ready to reboot Harry Potter. Well, you know, not even Harry Potter, because I get it. I can get it on more than Twilight. Mm-hmm. You're going to sit here and tell me you're going to develop Twilight into a TV series, but I can't get a guarantee on a Shadow and Bone / 6 of Crows guarantee for a season 3 on Netflix?
Yeah.
You're telling me that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any more developments on how things are going with the ACOTAR series? You know, these books have saved reading. Shochu talked about book talk.
Mm-hmm.
In front of Congress. He said it encourages people to read. Well, if only they knew. But
wow. If they found out what we were reading, they banned TikTok so fast.
Well, at the rate they're banning books, Jesus. Sarah J. Maas might have to be writing from a basement somewhere.
Dude, if they tried to ban ACOTAR, like there'd be riots. Like cities would burn.
No, here's what I'll
like,
say.
Like the book talk girlies are not mentally stable, so like for them to like be like, yeah, we're gonna ban ACOTAR, like people would lose their shit.
Imagine we enter some sort of like Handmaid's Tale level of like authoritarianism, where they're like, you know what, we're gonna start banning books that we feel are not good. And they start taking away the romance section, the dark romance, all that shit. Even the manga, all of that stuff gets taken away, all of it, because it could be, you know, because it gets crazy. You want true change? Take away that. Take away that.
Try and come for it.
No, try to come for it. Come and take it. Isn't that the saying?
That's Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. Come and take it. Because if you do, there will be hell to pay. It'll be like Viva la Revolution. You know what I mean? Like guillotines. And it's sad it would have to get to that point. But you take away the entertainment from the girlies. You take away the rights to our bodies, fine. But you take away our porn?
Take away our...
Could move mountains with the level.
Our smut, our spice.
You gonna take away our smut? Our spice? No. Won't stand for it. We'll shake. We'll move mountains. This country will be reborn. We'll be beginning anew.
The new constitution.
The new constitution's just like chapter 55 from
is mandatory reading.
from Akamath. It's just chapter 55. That's stupid. All right. You know, it's funny that we're talking about this because we've been watching Shadow and Bone. We finally finished Shadow and Bone. We just have to edit it and put it out. But we finished Shadow and Bone and season 2.
We finished Interview with the Vampire.
And
we've been watching a lot of shows with a lot of dark daddies.
Yeah, dark daddies. And, you know, it's funny. I'm starting to see a lot of, like, dudes be really upset about... A lot of people really starting to give people who are into that, like, a really hard time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because they're like, it's so toxic. You guys are fucked up. And people shouldn't really like this. And it's like...
Sir...
First off, pipe down. You know what I mean? Like, you don't think I should wear whatever I want. So, like, I don't think you should have an opinion. But like, we were when we were watching Shadow and Bone and, like, Avery the Vampire, there's going to be spoilers. But, like, they're straight up violent.
You know Some of these dark daddies are, like...
They take it far.
Well, the problem is they're the villains. Obviously.
Well, they're, like, morally gray, yeah.
No, I mean, they're villains.
They're villains. Me trying to be like, they're morally gray.
They're morally gray. They have their reasons. And that's the part that really, like, gets me. Because I'm just, like, here making excuses for these toxic ass, like characters.
Ren, yeah.
It's like...
Kills his own father.
Like, these people are murderers.
Yeah, they kill people.
They're like, I've killed people before. I'm like...
With no remorse.
He's like, yeah, like in Manacled, he's like, I'm a bad person, but I'm like, okay, so like, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not even like, even some of them are like, I don't even have a vision. Like, do you know what I mean? At least the Darkling's like, I'm trying to make the world better for Grisha, I guess. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Obviously, he just wants power.
Yeah.
But like, he'll do anything to get it. But like Lestat and like fucking... You know, Lestat is just like, he's just a bad dude.
Yeah, he's
just so hot and like so like enthralling that it's just like, I don't care. Like, throw me from the air at 40,000 feet. Do you know what I mean?
It's like Eve with the forbidden fruit. You know what I mean? It's like, I think I can change it, babe. Like, I think I could change him. Like,
and I'm like, what? This is getting really dark.
Yeah, and so you were like, how far is too far?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Ben Barnes choking, thrusting, the Darkling thrusting Alina against the wall and, like, choking her and being like, I will be all that you will have left. It was just like...
It's kind of hot.
You want to be all I have?
And it's like, I'm sick and twisted.
It's fucked up.
Like, here's the thing about, like, why
are we like this?
Avatar. It's like, okay.
Someone never tolerate this in real life.
No.
But in the fantasy, the Mind Palace, it's sick and twisted. Why am I okay with it up there?
Yeah, I think there's like a certain like hot to evil ratio that, like, do you know what I mean? That, like, there's a balance of the hot to evil ratio, and you kind of have to, like, find it. And like, once the evil starts going above the hotness level, that's when you start to lose me, you know? There's like a graph of hot to evil.
I would say Lestat is
too much.
Right up there for me, because I did not like what he did with Claudia on the train.
Yeah, see, it's like once he got to a certain point, I'm like, all right, fuck this guy. Do you know what I mean? Now he's just an evil
I should have
dude.
called it off when he abused.
Like, we probably should have came back
and dropped him from like 40,000 feet
a few episodes earlier, but he was still looking really good when he was floating. He looked super hot and powerful, and like, that's problematic, obviously.
Yeah,
it's not right, but the hot to evil ratio was still like in balance. But like, after he like was horrible to Claudia, it was like, no, now you're going too far, dude. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now I'm on her side, and I want you to die.
I mean, he's, you know, it's his fault, but he's like crying over his mother's dead body.
He's like trying to like,
he's got feelings. He really wants Alina.
And that's the thing about like the Darkling.
He's lonely.
The hot to evil ratio was like in flux the whole time,
constantly.
And like, he had a really starting like hot ratio. Like,
we're also talking about a man who was able to summon a cut of shadow, like a blade of shadow, so large it took out an entire army encampment.
Like a whole ass village.
Like literally killed thousands of people.
And like for me, it was not a problem.
In an instant.
And
I was you know what I thought? I said, that's impressive.
Yeah, and so it's just like I feel like I feel sick and twisted and torn up about it because it's like even at the end of Shadow and Bone, I'm like, oh, this is kind of a bummer when he died. Like he's still like he was pretty bad. Like I think at the end, like he was narrowing that gap because like when you start to come after like other characters that I love, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when you start like interrupting my ships.
Yes.
And like threatening those. That's when I'm like, all right, you might have to go. Yeah. You might have to go in terms of the hot to evil ratio. I think this is like
honestly, if you were to compare, and this is like very Shadow and Bone centric, but it's like if you were to compare Pekka Rollins to Kierrigan, the Darkling, I would say Pekka Rollins is infinitely more evil because he fucks with kids.
He like ruins his like he like fucks over kids.
Yeah, and like destroys
and he's
lives.
not hot, so immediately the evil ratio is way higher. So he's not attractive. In my opinion, do you know what I mean?
Like
so he starts all the way down. He's automatically evil, but the Darkling, he's hot. He does horrible things, but the hot to evil ratio, man, that's what it is.
I know, and the thing is they've caught on to the royal the theys that are always watching. They've caught on to it because villains weren't always so hot. But they saw, oh, these women are fucking crazy. These women are fucking crazy. Yeah. So they took Palpatine, Darth Vader, right? They're like, okay, two very evil people, but not giving the sex appeal. Yeah. And they brought in Snoke, but then they brought in, who works for Snoke? Kylo Ren, right? Hot. Evil. Murderous. Evil Sith.
Fucking aggro.
Fucking kills his own dad. Will slay anybody. Doesn't care. And girls, me being
children.
Girls. Yeah.
Jedi.
Did he?
He took out Luke's training camp with all the Jedi.
Technically, he was a kid then too.
He was still fucking killed other children.
Kids look like kids to you when you're a kid. All right, moving on.
He killed the younglings. But the hot to evil ratio is still in balance. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's like when you start at that disadvantage from like the hot scale, you like it just slowly ticks up.
Be honest, you're riding with Hayden Christensen as Anakin until he gets burned by the lava. That's when
and then you're like evil.
Yeah.
And it comes out of balance.
Yeah, it's like he's like, ooh.
and this is
even
theory.
After he kills the younglings, you're like, oh, Padme can save him. He's too far gone.
It's too far gone.
Yeah.
We finally discovered it. I feel like that's what it is.
It is. It's a balance.
It's the hot to evil ratio.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's like, yeah, you're right, but it's like, yeah, you got to reel it in. And you know, I think we're honestly a little bit of like babies, beginners to like even be like addressing this because I was talking about like how there's like this entire. Well, actually, I don't know if I'm like a baby, but there are people who like read dark romance, and I don't know if I don't really know if I've ever truly read a dark romance.
Yeah, I don't think I've read.
I feel like I've read certain things, like the Four Horsemen series. Like, they're straight up torturing her,
and then they fall in love with them.
It's like straight up Stockholm syndrome, like.
And that's how I feel about like Manacle too. Like it's very dark.
Yeah, and
like while she is like in that prequel, she starts to like essentially develop Stockholm syndrome, and I'm like, so it's still like just fucking weird. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I don't know if I truly am like in that kind of area because when I was reading Manacle, I'm like, this is just fucking rough.
I felt the same way at the beginning because I was like, how am I supposed to be in love with this guy?
I was like, this guy is fucking horrible. Like
he's fucking terrible.
Well, it's just because it's
then
like
you realize why he did it. Like, and it's
obviously
still just like, yeah, I know, but it's like it's still so much. It's like
change her perspective of the situation.
Of course not.
While it was happening. Do you know what I mean?
No, dude. It's a lot. It is a lot. But yeah. Dark daddies, man. And but I don't really appreciate the judgment from people being like, this is so gross, this is sick and twisted. It's like, obviously, like, we're not bringing this into real life.
Yeah, I wouldn't ever bring it into real life. Like, also, when I'm gonna have a mortal enemy. Like, never. Like, do you know what I mean?
When am I gonna have a mortal enemy, dude?
Like,
yeah. Like,
that's not real life.
It's like you bicker with your partner.
Mm-hmm.
You're not like, it's like, you forgot the fucking oat milk again. It's like, that's my mortal enemy.
Yeah, it's like, you're not gonna be like out here bringing daggers,
babe. You didn't
out on each
fucking
other,
do the dishes.
just fucking lightsaber battling.
Why didn't you do the dishes? And then like we both draw swords, and then we end up fucking like. It's like no. It's just that's not how this goes. Okay, he's not a king that has taken me
prisoner
hostage,
and now I have to serve in his bedchambers. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not the scenario.
Yeah, that's not the scenario.
It's never, hopefully will never be the scenario too.
Yeah,
it's never,
you know,
but, like, the people who
it's never like I fall and I get a bruise like on my leg right now, and then I walk into our bedroom and my partner's like gets up and he's like, his nostrils flare and his muscles flex and he goes, who did that to you? That doesn't happen. You know what I mean? That's not happening.
Only in fantasy.
Only in the fantasy.
But yeah.
And then he goes and like slaughters an entire village of people in my honor because they
disrespected you.
They disrespected me and threw rocks at me or something.
Yeah.
For being the king's concubine. I'm like really writing the lore here. But yeah. Should we read Dark Romance? I'm like, I don't know if I can handle it.
I don't think I want to. Like, I don't need to
too
read
much.
about like some poor woman like being in captivity. Like, literally, like watching like 365.
Beauty and the Beast started it.
Oh my god, she had Stockholm syndrome the whole time, huh?
Yeah, I mean the classic tale.
Fuck. I never even realized that was Stockholm
man.
syndrome. See, it's like,
It's because it's like she's prisoner, dude.
because it's the
She
pinnacle.
can't leave.
It's the pinnacle. I can change him from this horrible, because that's like the peak. He's fucked you over. Like, he's captured you, like has you prisoner, but then you would change him where he like loves you instead of, and like respects you versus like just taking advantage
It
of
goes
you.
back
And
to
it's,
the
like,
devotion aspect
I
as
think it's
well.
too much. I think it's too much for me. I'm not really loving it in Manacled, so I don't think I could seek it out like even more. Like, I'm fine if like they want to like murder you. Do you know what I mean? But without like trying to take away your free will. Like, that shit I don't like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I can promise you in Manacled.
Like, I'm fine if it's like
not-
a murder plot against me, but then eventually you fall in love. Do you know what I mean?
Hold out with Manacled. You'll feel differently soon.
But yeah. So, I don't know. If you guys know any like good dark romance,
I saw
don't
this
know.
one book talk girlie. She read like Haunting Adeline, and she was sobbing.
I'll
She was
try
like,
it
I can't
once.
do this.
I'll try everything once. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, drop them down below what dark romance we should read, and we'll do it once. But if we have like emotional damage, like, we're sending you the bill. Anyway,
Wait, before we
Oh,
end
what?
the show,
what's up?
I have something for you.
Wow, what is it?
I know it's your birthday.
Uh-huh.
Your birthday's coming.
Yes.
And I know last podcast you said you really wanted this.
Are they Caroline Pelishik tickets? What is it? Is it a candle? It's a candle. It's heavy. It's a candle. I can feel it.
Because it's your birthday, and I want your 30th birthday to be like really special.
What is a candle? I know it's a candle.
Let's just open it.
Is there anything? Oh, it smells nice.
Because you said you really wanted a candle, right?
No, I said if you give me a candle, I'm gonna be pissed. Coconut and lavender infused with essential oils. It smells nice.
Yeah, I thought that one would be good because, you know, you need to relax with your muscle problems.
Thanks, dude.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Happy 30th birthday.
I really thought there was gonna be Caroline Pelishik tickets in there. Are there not?
No, I just got you a candle. I thought you
Great.
said you wanted a candle, dude.
No. Listen back.
I didn't listen to the podcast. I'm just last week.
This is
I haven't had the time. I've been listening to Manacles.
This is perfect because I want everyone to see
See what?
your true form.
I mean, did you check the whole bag?
Wait, what?
I put something else in there.
Is there?
Yeah.
What?
Check the bottom of the bag.
It's like a Chuck E. Cheese voucher. I take back what I said. Dude. Oh, we're going for real.
We're going to Caroline Palashak. I got us
Balcony seats?
yeah. We got the sit down seats because I figured our geriatric asses would probably just like to sit.
I was like, dude, if I get floor seating, I'm going to be in so much pain, but I don't care. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah. They're like higher because I mean, it's been, I didn't get them right when they were on sale, so I had to save up.
Thank you, dude. I'm so excited. Like, I really was thinking, I was like, literally last night I was laying in bed. I was like, I don't think I'm going to go see Caroline Palashak. I don't think it's going to happen for me. I'm so excited. Okay. So when this comes out, I've already seen Caroline Palashak and I'm going to be taken to absolute fucking space.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so excited. Guys, if you haven't listened to, what's the whole album name? Welcome to My Island, by Caroline Palashak. That entire album is a fucking...
It's so good. I
It's
just watched someone
so good.
listen to it for the first time. I was like,
H.T. Hayes.
yeah, and I was like listening to it. I was like, God, this is so good. And I was like, been listening to it again. I'm just like, I'm so excited to see her.
Dude, you had
Our
me in the
angel
first
of
half with this
music.
candle bit. I was like, wow, she really just got me a candle.
You fighting, not showing your true disappointment.
Dude, that was a battle. That was a battle. I was like, don't be ungrateful. It's still very nice. She got you something. It's like, it's vegan soy wax, so it's going to burn really quick, but that's fine.
I thought about like giving it to you earlier, but I was like, it'd be funny to just give it to you on the podcast
That's funny.
and try to play a prank
How
on
long
you.
how long have you had these?
Like a,
Did you know even before?
huh?
Did you even know before last podcast?
No, last week I hadn't bought them yet.
Okay, but was this always the intention?
Yeah, I was always gonna buy you Caroline Palashak tickets, but it pissed me off because you were like so entitled. You were like actually so entitled. It's like, you're gonna buy me these tickets. I'm like,
I
Will I?
amplified it. Proof that I'm an amplifier.
also I was just like, I'm not gonna miss this.
No.
Like it's
If
too
it was your
good.
birthday, I'd be gone. Like, I'd be taking us.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, my throat got really dry.
Yeah, we're going to see Caroline Palashak.
Mother.
Dreams do come true. Sadly, we're not finna be in the pit
No.
because we're old.
I'm geriatric.
I wish
My bag.
I was hoping like when she first announced, I was like, maybe I'll have enough money to like buy like the fucking
The
VIP,
VIP.
shit because she's doing like a pre like.
I'm not even
fucking-
kidding you, dude.
I would cry if I could
no,
do that.
I
but
don't know. Like,
I'm way too poor. Sadly,
I'm a 30-year-old woman, right? If I were to ever like be in the presence of her, I honestly truly think I would be struck.
just like crumpled to the ground.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we should end the show. Unless you have anything else. Any more surprises?
That's it.
That's all.
The budget's been fucking.
The budget is spent.
The budget was spent, blown. So
Excellent.
hopefully
Excellent
it's a good time.
ah.
And George Clanton is gonna be there, and he has
that's
this new
right.
song, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I've been young. All right. I'm so ready, dude. I'm so excited. Okay.
Everyone wish Papa Trash happy birthday on the 30th for her 30th.
Actually, send me healing vibes. I don't want to be in pain anymore. All right. Bye,
Feeling
guys.
vibes. Bye.
Love you. Stretch. Jesus fucking Christ.